Cities are busy. It's constantly changing, constantly morphing. But underneath that morphing is stories upon stories upon stories and layers, and you don't really see them when you're looking out at the city. The city is humanity. For me, it's overwhelming in terms of the stories and the emotions that I see there. And that's why I like shooting cities. Downtown light is hard. It's hard to capture because of the buildings. And there's certain times of day that the light is perfect. And it's in the early morning when it's very soft and the sun is rising. But to me, my favorite is at nighttime. And when the sun is starting to go down, it's the right light, it's golden. And those golden tones are something you really don't see in a lot of places.
So we're heading west to try and catch the sun as it's going down. The reflections of it against the buildings down here. So the lower it goes, the lower the reflections and the deeper the color. So that's why we're heading this way. And we're trying to go as quickly as we can so that we don't miss out on that sunset.
For me, that light is something you don't see every day. It's almost like a backdrop to people going home. The sunsets turn the grittiness of the city into a glitter. Photography for me is about pushing the boundaries. It's about learning about my environment, but also about myself and what I'm capable of. So when I go to take a picture in the middle of the intersection and I'm counting down, I am pushing myself not to be scared and acknowledging the fact that I am scared sometimes. It's about not taking no for an answer for myself. Being bold is owning the fear. I think for a long time, I let that own me. Being bold for me was basically just taking my own reins and not letting my doubts or my fears step in and take over.
I had somebody say to me one time, how can someone who smiles so much shoot such sad pictures? For me, it's an expression of that part of myself that I don't always express or show.
I love film noir. Love black and white, always have. It's incredible the emotion that comes through in film noir, and it's a darkness and it's a blackness. But to me, it's actually the core of human emotions. We all have it in us. We all have a moodiness or a darkness in us, and that's part of being human. And I believe that in order to fully embrace ourselves, we need to acknowledge that. The lights and the shadows that you see out there and the darkness and the moodiness that comes through in shots, that to me, that's so good.
What I love about Toronto is just the overwhelming feelings I get when I look up and I see all the lights. And I think that's why I like it at night as opposed to day, because at night you can really see what's inside. You can really see what's going on.
As any good artist knows, you're putting a lot of yourself into your picture, but at the same time, you're not in it. I believe the role of a photographer is to show the world what they see and how they see it. Photography is never the same thing twice. Each photographer has put themselves into their picture. For anyone starting out, the most important thing to do is not to get discouraged and to keep trying and to keep shooting and to keep figuring out what they want to see. What do they want to show the world? And not look at what's popular or what's the latest gimmick on Instagram, or what's the latest prop everybody's using. Stop and really take a step back. And what is it you want to gain, or what is it you want to show everybody with your photography? It shouldn't be what's the most popular thing out there. It should be you. I think that we have to always remind ourselves, that's what it is we're doing. We're not doing it for the likes. We're not doing it to become popular on Instagram. That's not why you should be taking pictures. You should be taking pictures because you want to show the world what you see. As artists, we have to try and always remind ourselves that the art that we're creating is for us. Our pictures are going to mean something differently to every single person who looks at it. And we can't take offense or get upset when our pictures don't get the response that we're hoping they'll get. I think the favorite moment for me is having the camera in my hands and being able to go out and shoot.
I got it.
I'm up at 5:30 every morning and I'm in bed every night by 10, 11 o'clock by the time I finally get my kids down. So when I find the time to be able to get out and shoot, it's incredibly important to me and something I treasure.